Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing another flip through book review. The book I have today is The Green Witch, Your Complete Guide to the Natural Magic of Herbs, Flowers, Essential Oils, and More by Arin Murphy-Hiscock. This is actually my third copy of this book. It is really a great beginner book if you're interested in green witchcraft. It doesn't really go into a really lot of depth in a lot of areas, but it gives you very good foundational information and enough to really get started and find which areas you want to dig deeper into. So I actually would have done this book review earlier on my channel, but like I said, this is my third copy. The first one was a much older copy that I ended up trading out once I got her newer version, which I ended up giving to somebody a few years ago. So it really is such a great beginner book. I like having one on hand. So I went ahead and bought another copy of it. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. That way, if you want to freeze frame and read it, you can do that. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go inside. It is a nice hardcover. I think regardless of the version or the printing press that puts out her books, they're always a nice hardcover, which is nice. I will say, let's see, this is the Adams Media version. This is my least favorite version of the inside paper. So I don't remember what the other printing press was. I want to say it might have been a Hay House, but I could be wrong about that. I actually preferred the quality a little bit better on that version, if anybody is looking to get a copy. With that, let's go ahead and take a look. This version is from First Adams Media, hardcover edition, September 2017. And copyright 2017 by Simon & Schuster. Like I said, though, she does have different versions of this book out. It looks like down here it mentions as early as 2006. So she's got a nice dedication. And then we have the contents. I'll go ahead and give you guys close-ups of the contents in case you would like to freeze and read that. The contents is pretty good. I mean, it really goes into what you can find in every chapter. So it's pretty straightforward what to expect in the book. And one more, chapter 9. So there is a lot in this book, so I did go ahead and and I will just go through them really quickly, the little tabs, to give you an idea of what is inside the book. Just to show you, it's really a well-balanced book as far as information. The one thing, again, is that it just doesn't go into a lot of depth, but you don't necessarily want that if it's your first witchcraft book. You kind of need enough to get started practicing and understand what you're doing, and then know where to go from there, because pretty much most areas are going to be what do you want to dive deeper into. So right off, she's got some information here on energy, and she has information in here about grounding, which is super important. And also the natural elements. And she does give information on the seasons and actually gives you a meditation for each season, which is great. She also does give quite a few different kinds of correspondences through the book. Like I said, you can really just read this book and start practicing. So she gives some correspondences for zodiac energies, lots of meditations and exercises throughout the book, information on the moon and the different quarters of the moon, full moon, dark moon. She also goes into good times to plant, or harvest and all of that by the moon phases. Some information on working with green energy. And she does give you some pointers here, as well as information on the magic of trees. So not just herbs, but plants, trees, just green witchcraft in general. Then she also has some information here, specific correspondences on flowers and green herbs as well. Different herbs. She has correspondences as well, not just the plants, but stones, because you know, green magic does a lot of work with not just plants in general, but the earth, earth energy, stones, anything with the elements or the seasons, all that good stuff. And then she also has a section here, kind of herbalist basics on information to know about what salves are and liniments and soaps, what an infusion is, so some definitions, letting you know, giving you some basic information, how to make herbal incense, and how to test your own herbs, which is very good information in there with that. She also goes into some magical associations with fruits as well, so getting into some food energy in case you're interested in tapping into a little bit of kitchen witchery. I know myself personally, the more I practice, the more I realize that for certain types of spell work, it is really good to eat a certain way, really clean beforehand, and you can also focus then in on, you know, specifically the types of things you're eating before spell work. So it's really fun to get into stuff like that. She also has a lot of recipes in this book, recipes and some spell work throughout, so it's really a very well balanced book. It is definitely a very beginner's book, so if you're expecting to get some really in-depth behind all the information type, that's not what the book's purpose is. To me, it looks like this book is really just an excellent book to introduce someone to green magic and just for some basics and how to get started. And it does that very well. Magical association. So here's her appendixes. So she has some associations of natural items. So while she did go through a lot of that in throughout the book, you know, she's got another list here as well. And as far as having all the correspondences, you know, it not being in one spot in the back, they're very well placed throughout the book, and with the contents being very good, you can easily find where your other correspondences are that you're looking for that are throughout the book. So it's pretty user-friendly for a reference as well. Could be a little bit better with that regard, but it's pretty good. And I've got, let's see, we've got several pages of a bibliography. So if you are looking to do some deeper reading, that's where you can look to find some more information, to dive a little bit deeper than the basics that are just in this book. And she does have an index, which is a pretty good index, which I always love to see, especially in beginner books, educational books, or anything you're going to use as a reference. A good index is important, so she has that as well. So there you have it. I will say, for anyone who is looking to start practicing green witchcraft, this author does have a history in Wicca, but even if that isn't something you're interested in, she did a really good job, I feel, of making this book just about green witchcraft. There is a couple incantations in there to the god and the goddess. If that's not something you're into, you can easily just omit that, but the majority of the book is not specifically Wicca based, even though the author has a pretty heavy Wicca background. So it's one of the two main beginner books that I like to recommend to people to read if they are just starting out. And with that, let's go ahead and do a quick flip through so you can kind of get an idea of the aesthetic of the book. And there you have it. That is The Green Witch by Arin Murphy-Hiscock. Excellent beginner witchcraft book, especially if you're interested in anything Green Witch related. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment. I do love to contact and talk to you there. If you have any questions, let me know, and have a great day. Thank you for watching.